that I understand.
One of the, again, in PR terms, one of the major changes has come into the world with the electronic environment as a total surround.
Many meanings.
Audience becomes workforce.
TV is good for that, and same with ads.
What's alive and what you're not.
If the audience can become involved,
The puree setting really is more of a fine chop.
Stem or stone.
if the audience can become involved in the actual process of making, in the actual process of.
Thumbs up, Rick. That was helpful.
People leapt from childhood into adulthood overnight. This is what happens under electric conditions again. There is no really
Usher women. That is called a gap. A generation
conditions
gap.
again. There is no really childhood is disappearing.
Antisocial children and such people dare look at the environment. The emperor's new clothes are perfectly visible to them, but to well-adjusted, respectable people, the old clothes are what is seen.
You could never copy them by hand.
Oh, no.
And so he spent years trying to get them through Congress, as it were, with the...
We have done these things.
The normal human condition. Does television have an aesthetic?
Vast affluence available to children standing up in their playpens watching TV.
And if so, what are some of the recognizable...
Of 3 or 4 knows more about the world than Methuselah ever knew. He's been around the planet over
In their
and over.
playpens.
You do not have to remember every type of human resource, put it on the assembly line, it becomes a big, honest to goodness American citizens. Improve their moral lives or their physical or social lives.
This is
With an assembly line or with something approaching assembly line, every type of human resource, put it on the assembly line, it becomes a big, honest to goodness American citizens. If you pick up a newspaper, you are the content, because it only means what it means to you.
Where advertising is heading is quite simply into a world where the ad will become a substitute for the product, and all the satisfactions will be derived informationally from the ad, and the product will be merely a number in some
This is a
file.
world where you have multi-billion-dollar environment of service images.
The Americans have lost their sense of identity.
And will have vast affluence.
Now, that's what I was interested in. I mean, how many thoughts can you cram in your head?
It isn't a question of how many thoughts. The fact is that when you confront the page at that speed, you apprehend it as
This whole insight into the fact that this was a hidden environment, this habit of thought.
a gestalt.
Now, that I can understand.
And that is a kind of figure ground, and that is depth. And it is a sort of iconology, it is a kind of...
Then when you bump one cliche into another, there tends to be a kind of breaking of the carapace, the wrapping, and the cliches gush forth in a world of suggestions and new perceptions. When you take 2 banal old plots or old melodies and rub them together,
Exactly.
and get a whole world of new music and new dramatic insight.
sculptural approach to the page. The page ceases to be lineal at speed, by the way.
No, I can see that.
Yes, it ceases to be lineal, and you begin to take it as a gestalt.
But surely a reading is half of it is thinking as well as actually.
Remember, we went into that subject. And the real world pouring off those images.
I'm right in this, Philip. It would not specially preoccupy a radio audience or a movie audience.
The world of this vulgar, trashy advertising.
It tells you exactly what you're heading for, 30 years before you get there.